United Souls. I hope you have your cutlery. We are ready to dig in deep once more. This is really a lovely and wonderful journey. And, just discovering all this wonderful wisdom that is like in the book. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Oh, there's another point. I almost forgot to actually make that reference, because we have been seeing that China is really like doing God, because China, okay, the purpose of this particular video is to really show you about Islam, but I just felt I would just give you a little taste of this, and you might want to check out the other videos on the other big five, the other fingers of the big five. Okay, so I did China, Buddhism, and we saw China was 26 and actually has 5 letters. There's so much more I'm going to have to do on China. So, of course, 2 plus 6 is 8. Now, that also represents, as I say, 2 creations and 6 entities. We have 6 entities, the number of man, and so on. And there is just so much more. So I'm trying to recollect my thought on what I was going to say about China being God, of course. So, of course, equals 8, and God, of course, equals 764. This is 17. And, of course, that is God. 1 plus 7. That's what I mean, people. That's what I mean. Let's get our perspective or definition of God correct, because the numbers have been given to us just like letters as well. And so why are we using one as if that, when we use letters, we tend not to think of numbers. I think we need to use the two interchangeably and to really understand the meaning of what is being said, done, or whatever it is. So we are now on the last but not least. We are on the last of the big five, and the big five of the world's religion. So we are talking about Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam. So now we are going to look at Islam and see, yes, there we are. So we are going to see which of the gods, of the 14 gods, that Islam resonates with more strongly. It's like having your expression number, but yes, we still have relationships with all the other gods, if you like. Now, it would be good for me to remember which is which and make a note of this, but I'm having so much fun. So basically, Judaism is number 3, and so it resonates with the divided God and the blessed God. Christianity is 5, of course, Christ is 5, and it resonates with the Trinity. The Trinity is the made God, the moved God, and the ended God. Yes. And then we have Hinduism, resonates with the said God, which has 4 letters. And of course, Christianity, going back to Christianity, had 14 letters, which has the emblem of the 14 gods. Likewise, Christianity had 14 letters as well. How did I discover all this? Oh, I would say, because I'm curious and I ask for help. And now I've got the high priest Aaron, of course, and the 14 gods ignited within me, and of course ignited in you too, if you're watching this. And so we are discovering everything together right now. So, and Hinduism, of course, as I said, had 4 letters and equals 6, which is the said God, the God of words. The God of words don't need a lot. She just opens her mouth. This is Hinduism. No wonder they have so many gods as well, I would say. So we've done Buddhism, of course. There is so much on Buddhism. We have found that China was like really like there was a bomb. China, it's like had been set up, because the word set actually, SET equals 8, just like China equals 8. So you see what I mean? China had been set up. It's like a China broke. You have a China. Okay. So we are doing Islam. Islam actually is how we are going to do it. So Islam is five. So it would be just like Christianity. Wow. Tell the Christians about Islam being like them. I don't know. Okay, so we have 5, just like but this 5 came through 14, which was, we could say, this is where perhaps they won't see the similarity as such, because Islam being 14 is like it encapsulated the 14 gods right there, or Mother Eve, EVE, which is 14, or so many other things that come from 5, like Islam was the door. It's like it's the door, or the key, or the lock, and all of those things are with Christianity as well. But I'm looking at number 5 here. It actually, let's see if I can quickly get you the essence of number 5, which also is Christianity. So the mouth, of course, Islam have a lot to say. Or look at Farrakhan, life, of course, chamber, finger, which God created the world with his finger, and moved, the God who moved, motion, sweat, but of course they sweat, and vine, end of. It's like, even the radical ones say, we've got to put things to an end. This is the word wrong actually equals 5. Yes, who's saying who's right and who's wrong? Kundalini is 5. Browse is 5. Sacred. View. Easter. The UK is 5. The USA is 5. Okay, joy is 5. Stars, 5. Paul, as in the Bible, to bring something is 5. Double is 5, of course. Vine, as I said, mine, when we say mine, that's 5. Men actually equals 14, and that's it is 5. Guided, to be guided is 5. And months is 26 now. To make, virtue is 5. And so to shut is 5, or open is 5. Yourself is 5, CELL. When something really, and of course, key is 5. So do we say Christianity and Islam have the key, have to open and shut, and to your cell and your mouth, or are they representing mouth, preservation as well, all of those things? So we have looked at that, and so we see 5. So basically Islam and Christianity are sharing the same gods, so which is the moved God, MOVED, the made God, MADE, and the ended God, ENDED. And this is 14 letters. So what I am saying here, for instance, that 14, of course, we are talking about the 14 gods here, because the letters are the emblem, we could say, or like the gods' tattoos. I don't think the gods would mind me saying that the letters are like their tattoo, And so, of course, adding 1 plus 4 together would give us 5, like in Mother Eve, like the key and so on. But as I say, what we are really looking at here, for instance, is how the gods are really resonating, which of the gods that each individual religion resonates with. So basically, the Islam resonates with the moved God, the God of movement, and the God of makings, like made, and the God of endings. But this is really interesting. So I would not have imagined that there would be two gods, for instance, that would share the identical numerical or gods, the exact gods, talking of all the gods. So basically, oh, so there is only one thing that we haven't seen. So for the overall value, this is interesting. This is very interesting. What we are seeing here, none of the gods really came to their ultimate numerical value did not come to it. So we are looking at like this is, of course, we have the 9 gods here, which are representing the its beginning. The like 9 is beginning, but it's a cycle. It's like birthing, and of course, this is like the adding them together comes to 40. So we see that 40 is really like the children in the wilderness, or Jesus Christ praying and fasting for 40 days, 40 nights, or the flood for 40 days, 40 nights, and so on. So all this happening has to take place to get to the foundation, establishing the foundation of that which is to be or is. So we have for Islam, we have this 5, which is just as the ended God, which equals 666, or which equals 6, and the moved God, which equals 6, and the made God, which equals 6. This is why I'm saying 666. So there are 2 sets of gods with 666, and 3 6s are 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. So they both I get it. I get it. I so get it. I'm just hoping I can get it out to you. So the 2 gods, wow, this is incredible. Okay, so the 2 sets of gods. Okay, let's complete Hinduism just as Islam, just as we done with Christianity. So we see that they are the made God, as I did, and the moved God, and the ended God. And we saw that Islam had 14, and of course 14 we could say is like that's 14 letters rather, and of course each of these were 5, 5, 5, 5, which would be 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. So we are seeing a connection with the said God. So this is like the so Islam shows a connection with the said God. Likewise, Christianity shows a connection with the said God. So we see that there's the 2 6s ahead. 2 6s ahead. So they are really showing the 2 creations in this sense. I don't clearly remember if the Judaism, actually Christianity, let's see, and Christianity shows this 6. Judaism, I have a 6 somewhere for Judaism, but I'm not quite sure if I remember how I got it, because Judaism equals free. Let's see. Judaism equals free, but they end up on 2. So, and another 3, so it's 2. So Judaism, this is it. It's good to really do this. So Judaism actually mirrors Buddhism with 2. It's like Judaism ends because they did the divided. So there's division. They divided and they bless. So that is done. Divided and bless. and now divided and blessed. This is a cycle here. Now we saw with China, Buddhism did soaring and formation and forming right here. So it's 2-2. So it's as if they are borrowing from the 5 gods of Genesis of chapter 2 to recycle. It's like recycling, if you like. And so this is where Buddhism is. We can see that Buddhism here is here, and it's also here. It's also on the second. So it's also on the second entry of the second lot of gods. So it has a 2 here, and of course 2 plus 2 is 4. So it would be acting, getting that foundation. So, but what I am saying is that Buddhism as 2 and Judaism as 2 as well, because they're free. It's like they show that relationship. So there's a partnership here in the ultimate end. Likewise with Hinduism and Christianity. No. Okay, I can hear. Oh. Okay, so Christianity ends up with 666. Let's just put C for Christianity, and they have 666. They end up with 666. And Islam actually also end up with 666. So of course 3 6s are 18, 1 plus 8 is 9, and of course 9. So we see that there is a relationship here. It's like 2 twins, like we have, are being birthed. Basically we could say they're representing 2. Okay, like we see we have 2, we have coronavirus and COVID-19, but we could say that there were 2 major things that we have been experiencing. Of course, we went few years ago with Islam extremists, with the bombings and fires. We could say that they were birthing out something here. And now we have another thing here with, or should I really, well, Christianity is, well, birthing. With the whole world is birthing anyway. We are all birthing something new here. Because, and of course, okay, I want to really explain this in a way that totally makes sense. So High Priest Aaron, help us here. Okay, let's look at the other relationship that we have that is similar. So we have Christianity and Islam, and we had, which is 666. Then we had, because there are three gods, right? The move God, the made God, the ended God. And then we had with Judaism, we have, which is free, we had divided God, which is the divided God, which is 2, and as well another, and the blessed God, which is 2. Okay, so we see that's 4. Then we had, so Judaism, we have Hinduism, H, which we have, for Hinduism we had, let's see if I've got a note of it here. We have just, Hinduism, we have the said God, which is 1 God and is 7. So we have 7, and of course 7, yes, we have 7. Okay, and Buddhism, we also have 7 for Buddhism. Let's just check. Yes, we have 7 for Buddhism. Here, no. Looking at 7 is 2. 7 is 2. Okay. So 7 is 2. Hinduism, I want to make sure I've got Hinduism right. Yeah, Hinduism is correct. But we have Buddhism is 2. Because, and how many gods did we have for Buddhism? Was 2. 2, 2. Okay, that equals 4. So here we see, we could say that Judaism and Buddhism equals 8 right here. That is a cycle here. And we have 9 and 9, 18 here, of course. And 1 plus 8 would be 9. Okay. And we have 7. Now, it'd be just interesting to just add this up and see what that would come to. So 9 plus 9, 18, which is 9. We're going with the single, and of course 8. That is 17, but adding 7 here for the set God. So 17 plus 7 would be 24. Oh, I think it is. Okay, 17 plus 7, 7 and 7, 14 is 24. This coincides now with the very first spell Mother Eve casts when she says, "Let there be light," and there was light. This is the 3rd verse of the Bible. So now what I also want to show, that 24, 2 plus 4 is 6, and this gives us, so this really shows or explains the dynamics of the gods working together, ultimately working together to form this 24 hours a day, or these 2 years, because everything's in pairs, or these 2 the 12 zodiac signs, and everything is in pairs, because I'm believing the zodiac signs have their parallel elsewhere that we don't know, or their shadow, or whatever it is. Everything is around 12 and 12 hours of the day, and like we have 12 hours of the night, or 12 months of the year. And so we also see 24 appears right here as totaling the second set of creation right here, or the second set of gods. So all of the 9 gods, so to speak, are only there to form a foundation, which is a process of what we are going through right now. The process of what we are going through right now is showing, as we can see, if we add this 40 plus 40 is 8. This 8 is like a template had been set, or is about to set, with a people who are 6. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Now, I have consolidated Islam in all of this, but I had to go with it, Islam. I really wanted to show your entirety without implementing too much other things or information. But this is just too delicious to leave it for later. I'm sure you will agree. So, as we can see that there have been 2 creations, we see how the gods, it's like, as I say, the best explanation I can put right now, it's like a parent. You are instilling discipline in your child, and the child is evolving with that which you put within them, and they are growing. So I hope you get it. I hope you really truly get it, because 2 plus 6, and there's 24 minutes on the clock. Synchronicity, people. Synchronicity to the T. So I hope you have loved this. I hope you enjoy it. Have fun. Stay ignited. And of course, share, like, and subscribe.